Man, just get out of here.
Once again, this is Hall Note 606 bringing you another video. This time I'm bringing you some Street Fighter X Tekken. Now I haven't been playing it much over the past week or so, so I haven't really put much practice in at all, but I'm enjoying the game. Mostly been playing Mass Effect 3 and been playing that single player, been playing that multiplayer. But as for Street Fighter X Tekken, you know, there are loads of videos of the great gameplay, great commentary about the game and everything else. So you know, you can always check out those videos here. But apart from that, as you can tell from the intro, you know, I've been using Balrog and Harang. I really like using Harang, great character. And Balrog is also one of my favourite Street Fighter characters as well. You know, the moves are pretty much the same as they were in Street Fighter 4, so that works out well for me. So apart from that, as the title says, this video I'm going to be talking about the Legend of Korra, or Avatar Legend of Korra, depending on where you are in the world. Now, over the past few days I was able to watch the first 2 episodes of Legend of Korra in glorious 720p, and I have to say, what a great start to an already established cartoon stroke anime, if you want to refer to it as an anime. And you know, it's a very great series. The original series, you know, great story, great build up, great characters, everything about it was just fantastic. And from the looks of these first 2 episodes of Legend of Korra, you know, this is set up to be just as good as the first one. I already see, looking at the animation is already, you know, much better than the last series. But I'll get more onto the animation hopefully in this video. But a bit of story. So after Aang defeated the Fire Lord, Aang and Zuko brought people from the 4 nations together and founded the United Republic, thus creating Republic City in the process. And Republic City is what you expect from a city. You know, tall buildings, businesses, lots of people, and vehicles, actual drivable vehicles, which the previous series had none. So it really does show you, you know, over the 70 years or so, you know, a lot has changed, and you will see in the first episode that, you know, a lot has changed. So Aang has passed away and Korra is the new avatar. Now, unlike Aang, who only knew airbending and had to master the other 3 elements, Korra already knew from a young age earthbending, firebending and waterbending, and now she is out to learn airbending, which she will learn from Katara and Aang's youngest son, Tenzin. Now, Tenzin is a very calm and serious character, as you will see throughout the series. Well, from what we know from the first 2 episodes, I assume his character will pretty much stay the same throughout the series. He does show a little bit of excitement during the end of the 2nd episode, but for the most part he was more calm and serious, especially when he was teaching Korra earthbending, which she completely failed at. So because Korra already knows most of the elements, you can already see that, you know, this series is going to be a lot different, because Aang didn't know the other 3 elements apart from airbending, so his journey was pretty much finding teachers to help him master the elements. He met various people along the way, and eventually it led up to, you know, him fighting the Fire Lord and thus ending the war. But because Korra already doesn't have to go through that because she knows most of the elements, so Korra's story is going to be, I can already see it's going to be a lot different compared to Aang's. When she's learning airbending, you will see that she finds great difficulty in learning airbending because it is the most opposite element to her personality. Korra is a more, you know, rebellious, hot-headed person and uses force to pretty much end her fights, I would say. And you will see that, you know, airbending is not about that. And it's the same way that Aang had trouble learning earthbending because it was the most opposite to his nature, to his personality. So I would say a good chunk of the series is Korra learning and mastering the airbending, but during the first episode we do get a snippet of what I could assume is going to be the main enemy, or at least one of the main enemy or main faction, is the Equalists, who live in Republic City, and they are non-benders, but they use, I should say, chi blocking abilities, which is interesting because Ty Lee in the original series was the only one that could use this ability. Now, nothing was mentioned if, you know, Ty Lee passed on these teachings or anything like that. Nothing was mentioned of that kind at all. But it's interesting to know that, you know, these Equalists, along with Amon, know these chi blocking abilities. And that should be interesting to see how Korra deals with this. So you can definitely safely assume that, you know, Amon and Equalists are going to be sticking around for a lot of the series. Whether you know, more enemies pop up throughout the series, you know, only time will tell. A lot more episodes to come. These were only the first 2 episodes that I watched. So along with the Equalists, we have another faction within Republic City, and they are metalbenders. So let's go back a bit. So we learn that when Korra is captured by the metalbenders, which are pretty much the police force of Republic City, so they are the full name Metalbending Police Force of Republic City. So when she gets captured, we learn that the commander, or the person in charge, is Lin Beifong, and we learn that Lin Beifong is the daughter of Toph Beifong. So Toph Beifong has passed down her teachings, I assume, to her daughter and other people, and those metalbending abilities are used by the police force to apprehend criminals and people like Korra who try to take the law into their own hands, whether it's for good purposes or not. But it should be interesting to see how, you know, the metalbenders, Korra, you know, match up against the Equalists. Now, something else, you know, more about the story. We have non-benders, same way we had non-benders, basically people that can't use any bending abilities whatsoever, whether it be fire, earth, water, air, or metal. Just normal average people, same way we had in the first series. But I think with the Equalists, they take more of a forefront in the story. And I would say that, you know, the Equalists will pretty much, you know, take, you know, the ordinary townspeople and just try and put them against, you know, the Avatar and the metal bending police force, make things more difficult for them. Or they, you know, they could try and make themselves seem more innocent, and which they pretty much tried to do in the, I think it was the first episode. We had that guy on trying to make the Equalists seem like a good faction group that's only trying to look out for the people. So, you know, that part of the story should definitely be very interesting, and I look forward to seeing more of that. Moving on, as you can see from the image in the bottom right there, Korra has a animal guide, just like Aang had the bison, which was mostly an air-based creature. It could also walk on land, but Korra has a pretty much a land-based animal guide, and it's called Naga, and it's a combined part bear, part dog type animal. At first I thought it was quite weird, but you get used to the creature, and it pretty much, you know, the same way the bison assisted and pretty much was Aang's best friend in the original series. You know, you see that same relationship between Korra and Naga. Now, before this video ends, a little bit about the animation. You know, the animation was fantastic. You will see it, especially when you get to Republic City. As I said before, you know, the animation is really good. Very best, you know, for a TV series, this is, you know, fantastic. I would say, not that the original series was bad, because the original series was fantastic also, but this series is even better. But I'm going to leave it here. I might talk about it more in my next video, but thanks for watching and see you next time. And if you enjoyed that video, you can check out all my other videos on my YouTube channel. You can check out my Assassin's Creed videos, whether it be Brotherhood or Revelations, or the multiplayer videos on my YouTube channel, Street Fighter X Tekken, and Mass Effect 3. So hope to see you next time, and thanks for watching, and goodbye.